everyone, thank you for watching avivTarot, and today we are going to do a pick a card reading, and today we actually have 5 different options instead of my usual 3. If I have more time, I'll start doing a little bit more options because I think people like to have a little bit more options. So that's, if I have time to do more options, I will try to do that. And so we have pile 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And today we're going to do a slightly different type of pick a card, meaning like when I pick out my cards, the tarot cards, because I saw it from another tarot reader's video, and I thought it was kind of interesting because she have the viewers pick a number, and then she would pick out the tarot cards that's corresponding to that number. And I thought that's like a really interesting way of picking out the cards, right? And so I came up with my own version of picking, like how to pick out like the tarot cards today, and we're gonna see how that works with the reading. What happened is that with the tarot card, the lenormand cards, which are these 5 different piles, and we will pick out the tarot cards based on the numbers that show up in the lenormand cards. Okay, so then I'm only going to use one deck of tarot cards, so then for each of the piles I will reshuffle the cards. Okay, and then we'll also have oracle cards, and which we will do the drawings on the spot as well. All right, so there's 5 different piles, and make your pick, and I will see you at your piles. Timestamps are in the description box below, and don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel if you like the video. All right, let's start with pile number 1. So we have the book, and then we have the dog, and then we have the mountain. Okay, so how does your person see you, or how does the person feel about you for pile number 1? Like, how does your person see you or feel about you? In the center of this spread, you have the dog. So I think primarily they see you as somebody who's very loyal. They really value your friendship, okay, because you have the dog, and it's all about like being friends, friendship, being loyal, being faithful. So like they trust you completely, and they think you're very, very trustworthy. They can and like I think you're also very like I would say faithful, like you're not the type of person that would betray someone. Okay, so that's how they see you. And this Lenormand deck, it's kind of interesting because this Lenormand deck, the book, is actually opened instead of closed. So well, with the book, I would have to say like that he also thinks, or she, your person thinks you are very wise, very knowledgeable, because you have the book, right? You're very wise, very knowledgeable, and maybe you like to read a lot, okay? So you're like a little bookworm maybe too. So you're very, very wise, very knowledgeable. And as I was saying, different from the other Lenormand decks, this one in particular, the book is open, okay? So I think to your person, you're also like an open book, instead of, because the other deck where the book is closed, I would say you're more mysterious, okay? But then this particular deck is open, so your person actually sees you as an open book. So you're somebody that they can tell what you're feeling, what your emotions are, like you're an open book. You're very down to earth, okay? They can easily tell what's going on with you. Like you don't try to keep a secret, okay, of how you feel about things, or you're very open to discussion, to sharing knowledges and that kind of things. Okay, so and then over here we have the mountain. The mountain represents challenge, so sometimes they do see you as a challenge. Okay, you are someone who has a lot of principles, and so you will not budge if these principles, like boundaries, okay, I would also say that, like, you have boundaries. So even though you're faithful, you're loyal and all that stuff, but you are a person with principle, with dignity, with boundaries, okay? So there's certain things that people cannot cross the line. If they do, you're like, So that's how they see you, okay? But you're also like a big challenge. You're very hard to convince once you set up your mind, once you made up your mind. You're quite stubborn on some of the things that you believe in, okay? You are sometimes very hard to communicate because of the things that you believe in, like, so much that it's very difficult to change your mind, because again, once you're set, then but sometimes people see that as a challenge. They're like, I want to attack that and see if I could change you, but it's very, very hard. You don't budge, okay? You don't budge. You can also be a person who loves to, like, go out, like nature, right? Maybe you like to rock climb. That's how they see you. So, like, you like to go out to, like, especially, so there's like the people who like the beaches and like water, and you're probably more of a person who loves like mountains, okay? So that's a possibility as well. And so let's see what the tarot cards say. So how does your person see you or feel about you? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay. So, all right, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Three of Swords. Okay. In this deck, the swords card are called voices, and then the pentacle cards are called materials. Okay, so how does your person see you or feel about you? I think your person sees you, so even though you're very like tough, on the outside, I would say on the inside you're very, very sensitive. You're very because this is a Three of Swords, right? So you're very sensitive. I would say maybe you're more of an introvert, okay? Even though some people might think you're an extrovert, but I think you prefer to, be alone sometimes and think about things. You're very sensitive to people's words or how people express themselves. Like, you get very sensitive about that sometimes. Sometimes you take things personally. Okay. Let's see. Seven of Swords. Okay, Seven of Swords in let's see, this one. Yeah, it has like foxes and all that stuff, but it's reversed. All right, so it's about like, because fox is about like being tricky, right? Being very cunning. And it's reversed, so like definitely, and it falls right under the dog, which is very, very I think it resonated with each other. So I definitely see that you're not the kind of person that will deceive people, okay? Sometimes you are... So this is how the other person see you, okay? So, you know, fox sometimes can also represent that they are very good with their words, okay? They know what to say at the right moment. Like if you think about like a salesperson, they know exactly what to say for you to buy something. So that's more like a foxy type of trait, okay? So very diplomatic, right? But having a reverse doesn't mean that you're not diplomatic, but sometimes you would say things that you don't know. You think you're just being truthful, you're just stating the facts, okay? But to the other person, you might have hurt their feelings, because there's also this 3 of Swords here. So you're the type of person that is also very sensitive to people's words and how they say things to you, but sometimes you are unaware that how you deliver things, you're thinking it, you're just stating the facts, you're just speaking the truth, but you might also hurt the other person for being so straightforward or blunt, okay? But you don't like to lie about things. You're very, very faithful. You're very, you know, once you consider somebody your friend, you will just die for them. You treat them like family. You believe them wholeheartedly, okay? So you're that type of person. And, you know, sometimes, like, you know how, I don't know about other people, but at least for my family, like, my mom always say something like, you know, family will tell you the truth and that kind of thing. Nobody else will tell you the truth except for family. And so, like, sometimes my mom would tell me things that's, like, very hurtful, and I was like, Jesus, right? Okay. But she thinks she's doing me like a favor, like telling me, you know, things, and so that kind of might be like the mentality that you have as well, like, because you treat someone like as like your family, and you might just say things the way it is, thinking that they can take it, but really it could be quite hurtful, okay? And then over here we have the Knight of Materials. Yep. So materials, like Pentacle cards, is usually a lot slower, a little bit more stable, right? And especially like the Knight of Materials or Knight of Pentacles, it's a very slow moving energy. Having it reversed, it kind of goes with the Swords card, with the Voices card. So sometimes, like, again, impetuously, you would do things a little bit more impetuously, like you don't really think it through, and then you just say it. And kind of like with this open book kind of energy too. You're an open book, like you don't hide your feelings. You say whatever is on your mind. You would just say it as it is, okay? You're like an open book, like people could tell exactly how you feel, okay? And you don't have bad intentions, right? Because you're, you know, dog and stuff like that, but it could be very hurtful to the other person. And like Knight of Materials, having it reversed, you are somebody who's really, really quick, okay? So like you would say things like it didn't even go through your mind, and you would have speak it already, you would have said something already, and then you might regret it after. It's like, oops, I don't really mean it. Like you actually, like, you've thought it through, and you realize like whatever you said is like, oh, I don't mean it that way, but I mean it this way. But it's like sometimes it's a little bit too late, okay? And also Knight of Materials, it is a Pentacle cards, okay? So it's a Pentacle is more about like money and like finance, right? Materialistic stuff. So having a reverse, I would say like you don't prefer stability. You like things to be quick and on the move a little bit. It's a little bit contracting with this Mountain energy, because the Mountain is very stable, you know, very like solid. They don't budge. But I would say this is more like regarding your principles, that kind of thing. And whereas this one, like your mind is just really quick, like you're really witty, right? Because it falls under the book. So you are super smart, like you pick up things super fast. So this is how this person see you. You're super intelligent. You learn things really quickly. And you might not care about money as much. You care more about knowledge and researching stuff, knowing more about things, right? Yeah, that kind of that's what the cards say. All right, that's all I see over here. So let's see what the romance angel card will have for advice for you. Okay, we have one card fill out, and then let's pick one out here as well. Have one card. All right, so this one is the heart chakra in reverse. All right, so the advice, forgive and learning. Yep. I kind of see this as a little bit of this with this goes with this thing. Maybe sometimes it's hard for you to let go of what other people say to you, or if people did you wrong, it's very hard for you to forget. Okay. So like, I think if your person actually did you wrong or said something that's hurtful to you, even though you pretend that it's okay and stuff, but deep down you pretend it's okay, but deep down inside you're still being hurt, and it's telling you that maybe you should forgive, right? Just, it's okay. And then you know more about yourself. And then over here we have like the heart chakra, but it's reversed. Okay, so like sometimes you're very loyal and all that stuff too, and wise, and with the mountains. Okay, so but you do have like these swords card, which is about communication, about thinking and thoughts, right? And having a 7 of swords reversed and then 3 of swords, like these energy is more about like it's less about communicating, and then especially have the book, even though people can tell like what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and you rely on on that a lot. Okay, like you prefer people just know what you're thinking, know how you feel, right, without you saying something. But I have, even though this is a heart chakra, not a throat chakra, but like I do feel sometimes you take things a little bit more personally and you don't speak about it. Okay, and then you kind of just keep it in. This kind of like goes hand in hand a little bit with this one. Okay, and also this card, like you sometimes what people did to you, because you're such a faithful person, loyal person, right? You treat your friend as like what we were talking about, like family. Treat your friend or your person, love interest, once you think they're a person that you want to include as your gang, you just like trust them, give everything, unconditional love, right? Unconditional love. But and so like if people do things, like usually it's other people betraying you instead of you betraying them, and you get hurt a lot. And it's telling you that maybe it's time that you should forget about it, because you do hold a little bit of a grudge. Like you don't forget, right? The mountains, it just builds up. And like it's very hard on your heart chakra too, right? Like to keep all of these like hurtful things that's happened to you before with you. So I would say like, this is the advice to, forgive and move on, to and not think about those kind of things. So like, and maybe this person that you're meeting is trying to teach you that as well. That's something that you should learn from this person that you're meeting. All right, and if you like this person, you should tell them. Heart chakra, it's reversed. It just comes up to me like you don't say things a lot, like you don't communicate. You expect people to just know it, but it's very hard. Like, so like things that like how you really feel, sometimes you would say the opposite, even though everybody could see that's not what you mean. But then some people might take it, you know, like how you say it, they'll just think, okay, that's how you feel, even though you don't look it, but they'll take it as that. So you should really follow your heart and speak your mind more. Like actually, like I think you're the kind of person that would do things more, right? You're more of a doer than of a person that speak just like all talks and no action. But no, you're like more of an action person than just like keep talking about things, right? And sometimes you have the boundaries, right? But that's only for people that you don't really care about. But for family, you would do everything. You are like, they can't fully trust you. You feel like stern. They can always count on you to do stuff. But then, do you have that kind of person that you can rely on, right? Because I feel like with this heart chakra, just like very burdened, almost like that 10 of Wands kind of feeling, okay, with this heart chakra reversed for some reason. So I just think that that's how your person sees you as well. Or maybe you should learn to tell your person a little bit, right? To release a little bit of that to your person. And if your person, so that they would get to know you a little bit better, instead of just how they see you, right? That's what I see for pile number 1. Let me know how this resonated with you by leaving in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. All right, for pile number 2, you have the Sun, you have the Letter, and oh gosh, we have the Book again. All right, interesting. So for pile number 2, people, how does your person see you? Your person sees you as somebody who is, okay, so in the middle of the card, the spread, you have the Letter. So I think you like to, how your person sees you or feel about you, you like to communicate a lot, especially written wise, okay, written format. So like you're the kind of person that might go like really traditional way, right? You would write things out, or nowadays is like text, right? But that's how they see you. You like to communicate. You are very communicative, especially, and I think your preferred way of communication is written, and you're very good at written things, because we also have the Book over here, right? Very wise, very wisdom. You know, you're the kind of person that use big words, okay? Very like smart. And to your person, because it's a closed book, you're very mysterious, okay? Sometimes they don't know what you're thinking about, like when it's face to face, because you're more communicative. You can express your feelings and thoughts a lot better written, like using your like writing it down, right? So like when they see you in person, you are not as good at expressing yourself. So you seem very mysterious, okay, but very wise, very knowledgeable. Like anything they talk to you. So if it's anything related to like knowledge, you know, world matters and that kind of things, you can just say things like you sound so smart, like super smart. But if it in regards to like how you feel, like your feelings, your emotions, that type of things, it's very hard to guess. Like you seem very mysterious. And then we have the Sun as well. So you're like very bright, very sunshiny, okay? Like you like to bring warmth to people. So you're a very friendly person. That's how they see you. You're very approachable, okay? Even though you're like mysterious, but you're like friendly, mysterious, very contradicting like energy. But But like you like to share your knowledge with people for sure, very much. And maybe you are even like an author or writer. You're very good at writing stuff, like, you know, very smart. That's how they see you. All right, so let's come up with, see what the tarot cards say, if we have more information. All right, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. All right. Okay. So we have 4 of Swords in reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles. This is called Queen of Materials. It's Queen of Pentacles in upright. And then we have 6 of Wands, 6 of Inspiration upright. So yeah, it goes really well, I think, actually. All right, so with the Sun, so this falls under the Sun. It's 6 of Wands, so like very successful. Again, very loving, very like warm type of energy. Like, look how bright this card is. So 6 of Wands is like very admirable, right? People look up to you. Okay, you're very successful at whatever you do. You're a goal-getter. Okay, it goes under with the Sun, like very happy type of person. You bring happiness to people. People look up to you. You're like a leader. Okay, that's how they see you. You have great leadership skills. And then over here we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles is very, very stable, right? Very stable, very practical, okay? Very stern. Look at this woman. She looks very stern. I mean, look at all these roses, right? So like, usually the Queen of Materials, I would interpret it as like somebody who's very practical. They care more about money, right? Finance and all that stuff. But look at this deck in particular. The Materials is represented by all these flowers, especially roses. It's about love, right? So because this is the deck that we're using, I mean, from this card in particular, I think you value not only like money and material, that type of things, but you do also value love a lot. Okay, you want to find balance with both, like money, material earnings, and love. Okay, that's something very important to you, and this person sees that as well. So like, you're not, yeah, very stable, might be a little bit stubborn because of the material, like the pentacle energy, like, you know, very earthy, you know, Virgo, Capricorn, what was the other one? Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, right? And has like, all of them has this stubborn type of energy, like, you know, but they do care money a lot, and they're like a planner. Okay, so you like to plan things. Okay, again, writing things down. You're like the person, and then the book, like, this is almost like a planner. Okay, you're the kind of person that would like to go do things step by step. Okay, you have like a major, anything you do, you actually plan it out first, and then you go and execute, okay? And then you would actually, sometimes some people would do that and then they never follow through, but you're the kind of person that will follow through, because we have the Six of Wands, Six of Inspiration here. Anything you set your mind to, you will do it. You will achieve it, okay? You're not the type of person that will give up. You will do it until you succeed, okay? Even if you fail in the middle of it or whatever, you would revise your plan and you would go get it and go after it. And that's how your person sees you. You're a goal-getter. You are a goal-getter. And you don't give up, okay? And Four of Swords, again, I didn't even think about this, but look, Four of Swords in the regular deck is like a person like with the swords and resting, right? Again, you don't rest until you succeed. That's what I think. Like you're not the kind of person that will give up, okay? And you don't even rest that much once you set your mind to something. Like you just go. Like your passion surpasses everything, even your tiredness, okay? You would just work your butt off and to succeed. And your person sees that, okay? See how this person is like immersed in like a body of water, and then there's like rosebuds too. Like how fitting, rosebuds over here. And then like the eyes, there's like lights coming out of her eyes. So like once you set your goal, once you put your eyes on something, you would just go and get it, okay? Look at this. This is being reversed. And if it's like if it's upright, you have like the universe below you. But now look at this. This is like going towards this like universe, like everything is upright. So like you will go and get it, even if it's like something that seems impossible and like unreachable. No, you would set up a plan and you would go and get it. And your person sees that and they think it's very, very admirable. They even look up to you. They think they want to be just like you. You have this very, very admirable trait, and you're also very mysterious to them. Like they want to find out more about you. Like every time they see you, they just find out like a new side of you, like that they don't know about, and it's very intriguing. Like Four of Swords, again, it's about resting, but it's being reversed. So like you have this endless energy, right? And this person that's seeing you, they don't want to give it a rest too. Like every time they see you, you surprise them, and they don't, like they want to keep pursuing and keep wanting to learn more about you. That's what I see with this one. All right. And like you intrigue them very much. So let's see what the Romance angels say. Oh, we got two cards. Free yourself and make the effort. And let's see what this one. Too many. We'll take this one then. What? Okay, seriously, I put this back and you guys saw me like shuffling it, and we picked this card again, Heart Chakra. Pile number one got this one too. Let me see if there's another card. Okay. Yep, we have two of Cups. I think your person likes you a lot. They think you are spiritual union. Like you guys see eye to eye with things. See how this line, 4 lines coming out of the eyes. Like you guys see eye to eye a lot of, like you guys agree on a lot of things. And you find like a spiritual connection with your person, okay? The only thing about this free yourself card, I actually think it's not, it says it's time to take back control of your life, but what I get out of this card is actually because you're a goal-getter, and once you set your eye on something, you would just work endlessly to get it. And this card almost give me that feeling of like you should make time for yourself and rest, okay? You should rest. And over here, Heart Chakra being reversed. I feel like the two of you right now might have probably, like you feel this connection, okay, like spiritually, or like this mental like connection, you know, see how they're like hitting each other's head on the thing and like having this telepathy moment. But this heart chakra being reversed, I feel like, again, this closed book, I don't know if you're ready to open your heart yet. Maybe that's that. Like your person, I know obviously you're watching this video, so like you like the person, but I don't know if you feel ready to let this person into your life yet. Because obviously if you are ready, because you're the kind of person that would just go and get your thing, so like you wouldn't even need my tarot reading to go after this person. And I feel like you're just trying to get a little bit more information, like you're contemplating right now, right? If this is the person that you are ready to like be in a relationship with, or if you guys are not together or broke up already, like maybe you're trying to get a confirmation whether if you should go back to this person because you feel this emotional connection with them. But I think your heart is unsure, like whether you want to let this person into your life or back into your life yet or not, okay? And maybe that's why we have this take back the control of your life. So maybe so in particular, if it's people who's broken up with your ex, okay? So if it's about your ex, you might have like let your ex kind of took control of your life a little bit, even though you're a goal-getter. But while you guys were together, you kind of given up the most of the control to the other person, and now like you're trying to free yourself. And maybe that's why you feel like when you're with this person, you're a little bit of like you lost control a little bit of yourself, and obviously it hurts a lot, you know. And so you're not sure if you want to go back to this person, or if this person's coming back to you, if you want to let them back into your life yet. You're kind of unsure about that. But for the people who it's about your crush, like you've never been together yet, again, I think you are thinking about it. You're not sure. You might be kind of tied up a little bit with work because it's a Queen of Pentacles, right? Queen of Materials. Your work might be in the way just a little bit, okay? So you're not sure if letting this person in will interfere with whatever this goal that you have right now with career or finance wise or whatever it is. So you're kind of unsure, but we have this make the effort, okay? So if you feel like this person is worth your time, worth taking a risk for, because Queen of Pentacles is also like very stable. They don't like to take risks, okay? They would like to take calculated risks, okay? That's why they succeed. So this, since it's concern another person, it's really hard to control somebody else, right? Because you can never control someone. So like it's definitely a big risk to take. Whether you're thinking of this person that you're thinking about is your ex or this crush, and but if you feel like this person is worth your time and worth the energy and effort, I think maybe you should give it a chance. That's what it is. Make the effort. You should give it a chance to have them come back to you, or let them back into your life. All right, so that's what I see for pile number 2, people. And sorry, my phone is ringing. I'm gonna like unplug it while I'm doing the rest of the reading. But anyways, that's what I see for pile number 2, people. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and leave in the comment section below if you have anything that you want to share with me. And all right, sorry, I'm back. Just unplugged it. Okay. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and leave in the comment section below if you have anything that you want to share with me or how it resonates with you. That would be great. I will see you in the next video. Bye. All right, so for pile number 3, oh my gosh, we have the book again. Letter, and then the rod. Okay, so it's very similar to pile number 2. Are you guys picking out like similar piles for different people and see how they see you? But I don't know. This is so interesting. All right. Okay, so we have the book, the letter, and this is the whip. And this deck is called the birch rod. Okay, so I see that your person is very like you like to write cards and postcards. Like you're a very thoughtful person, okay, and you're very communicative, okay. You like to again, your preferred method of communication is written type, like, you know, writing things down, okay, maybe in the traditional way, like writing a letter and thank you cards or something like that, or like modern way is like texting, okay, or emails, that kind of things, but it's like written for sure, okay. So, and you express yourself the best also with the written format, okay. And then over here we have the book. This to me is almost like a notebook. Okay, so I feel like you like to also like journal things down. You're the kind of person that would like to, you know, write journals and stuff like that. The card is a little bit different from pile number 2, so like I get a slightly different feel, okay, than pile number 2 people, but you do have the same cards if you want to take a look at number 2. But anyways, so book in general with the Lenormand cards is about wisdom, about like knowledge and mystery as well, okay, secrets, and but this particular book, it actually gives me a feeling of like a notebook, okay. So look how like old this notebook is, or this book is, okay. So I have a feeling that your person also sees you as like you like, so you journal a lot, you know, like, so and you use like this book all over and over again. So like you're the kind of person that is very hard to let go of older things. So like you reminisce a lot, okay. You reminisce a lot, and you prefer older things than newer things, okay. You are, yeah, like you don't throw out like things that means a lot to you from the past. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know if there's a word for it in English. I mean, there is definitely a word for in Chinese, but they're not, I don't know that a particular word. It's more like a description, like a whole line of description of like somebody who's like that. So like not a hoarder, but has that tendency, okay. So like you don't hoard onto things, but you do, if things of value, of memory, like you have a lot of memories, like, you know, old things, like maybe from like past lovers, or, you know, past love letters, you will keep those. You're like the kind of people that would keep those. There's some people that would like throw them away, but you would keep them. So like, yeah, you're harder to move on to newer things. Like you kind of hold on to the past a little bit, okay. That's like your person kind of sees you as that a little. There's good things and bad things about it, okay. So like, because people who move on a lot really fast, sometimes you're like, whoa, okay, so like I don't mean anything to you. But you actually, you treat everyone with a lot of love, a lot of attention. So like it's really hard for you to move on once you invest a lot in someone, or even things, right? So you would hold on to them. And then over here we have the broom, or if you want to call it the rod or the whip. Okay, so this card represents like abuse. So it could mean that you have been in a very abusive relationship before, okay? But even with that, you had that tendency to go back. Like you still think about the good things of that person. Like you don't like to think about like the bad things about somebody. So like you might have experienced some kind of abuse before, okay, or abusive relationship before, any type, like, you know, childhood or relationship wise. Like your person sees that before, like knows that about you. Maybe you guys talked about it before. Or there's another way, because it is a, you know, pick a card, you know, for a lot of people, general reading. It could also mean that you are the kind of person that could be a little bit abusive, okay? Not in a bad way, but sometimes you might be a little abusive. Maybe not verbally, but like, again, you like to write things down, right? So, and which I've seen, some people could be really, really nice on the outside. Not that they're mean on the inside, but they hold on to a lot of like their anger, like they don't express it, but then it shows up in their written stuff. So like that, so that's why they journal. And then sometimes they tell people off using like text and letter format. They will tell people off using written format. Okay, so and that could be like in a little bit of a like an abusive you know, way of dealing with things a little bit, you know, and like telling people off using like writing and stuff. Like I just came up to that just like flashed over my head. So not everybody, but like it could be like that. Okay, so you might be a little abusive in that way, like especially like written type, or like it could also be not like you're abusive. Maybe that's not a good way of describing you, or because abusive has like a bad connotation, right? But like somebody who's slightly controlling a little bit, okay, a little possessive, or like you want things to be done your way sometimes, like you have to do what I say, okay? That could be abusive to some people. Like you could interpret that as abusive sometimes, right? But some people like it, right? Okay, and what else? I'm trying to think of that movie. There's like a Korean movie, like the girlfriend is really sassy. There, I was gonna say like, what is that word? Okay, like, so maybe abusive is not the right word for it. It's like sassy, right? I have girlfriends that would tell me like, you need to be mean to man, okay? They like it. So like that could be interpreted as abusive sometimes. Like, you know, the way you talk to them, almost like putting them down sometimes. It's just, I don't agree with it, but like I really think it depends on the people that you meet too. Like certain people are attracted to certain type of people, so like maybe certain type of men are attracted to kind of like sassy girlfriends, right? And other people will not take that, and they would just like no, and you actually get into an argument. Or vice versa. If you're a man, you can be very like a little abusive and sassy, and the girls sometimes might like it. They think, oh my God, you're so manly, right? But some girls might be like, no, I'm not taking that shit, and they leave, right? So it depends on the other person too. But your person actually sees you as a little bit of controlling, is a little controlling, sassy if you're a girl, manly maybe, but in an abusive way for guys, okay? but it's also the whip also represents a little bit of also represents arguments. Okay, so maybe you guys don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Okay, so you might get into arguments on stuff. Okay, so maybe that's why your preferred method of communication is written, because like when you talk to people or when you talk to your person in particular, you sometimes get into arguments with them or her. Like you guys might fight a lot, okay, argue a lot too. And also this can also mean sexual tension, sexual attraction as well, okay, but a little bit on the abusive type. Okay, so if you're familiar with SM, which like the sadist masochist, if you think about it like a movie, that would be like what is that, 50 Shades of Grey. Okay, that type of, you know, sexual tension, sexual energy. So like a little bit of like perverted type of sexual tension, and like they want to do that to you. Okay, that's how they see you. So that's kind of sexual tension. Yep, the candle and the whip. All right. All right, so let's see what your tarot cards say, how they see you. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so what do we have? We have, oh, nice, 17, the Star. That's our major arcana card. We have the Ace of Emotions. That's Ace of Cups. And then over here, we have 5 of Inspiration. That's 5 of Wands, but in reverse. All right. You know, this is so interesting. It's, I'm amazed by this way of like picking out the tarot cards, because they resonate with each other a lot. I mean, I did it like 2 days ago. I did the same way, but in a Chinese reading, and it's, like the cards matches. I'm just like amazed with tarot card readings and how like crazy it is. Anyways, off topic. All right, so 5 of Inspiration, 5 of Wands, kind of match this whip, okay, energy, where it is about conflict, right? About I mean, it's reversed, so even though it's reversed, because it's about defeat and like conflict on the outer part, but maybe on the inside, okay. And in this particular deck, see how this person, it's like the same person, like going through different phases or something like that, seeing herself, her reflection in different like mirrors and stuff. And having a reverse, I still think it's that conflict, but it's more like an inner conflict, okay? So like maybe you actually have a lot of arguments with yourself, okay? So so how does your person see you? Sometimes like you're very conflicted, I feel like. And maybe that's why you guys get into an argument too. Like, first of all, you guys don't see eye to eye in things, right? So you get into an argument, but you also have a lot of like inner turmoil too, that you kind of like need to figure things out too. That's how that person sees you as well. Okay, so 5 of inspiration, like you sometimes, maybe that self-love thing, you know, that all the tarot readers keep talking about, but we never know what it is. Or not that we don't know what it is, but like, at least when I watch things and I'm just like, this is so abstract. What? Like, what do you mean? All right. But it is, I feel like it's a little bit about that, you know, that self, like putting yourself down, like you're not good enough, like self-conflict, okay? And your person could see that you're really hard on yourself. You're very hard on yourself. All right. A perfectionist, almost, like how I feel about that. Right? All right. So, and then over here we have the Ace of Cups. So this is how I feel like you actually is very emotional. You're very good. Very loving. Okay. You're a very loving person. But again, because it falls under the letter, I would say that your preferred way of communicating is using text or writing. You communicate best at that. Okay, when you actually do it verbally, sometimes it would end badly in like almost like an argument type of things. Okay, but you are very like this emotion. Look at this person, like all these like fish and like all these like sea creatures. So yeah, like you're very, very good at, like, you're not the kind of person that would hide your emotions. Okay, you do get very emotional, but you feel you're very good at communicating it. You're best at communicating your emotions with like written letters. That's why you journal as well. And then what else? And they see that about you. You're full of like love that you want to give to people. I feel like, okay, with this Ace of Emotions and letter, I think you're very good at writing love letters. Like you would write like really good love letters that would bring like your person to tears. Okay, and I don't know if you've done it before, but if you haven't, you should try. I think you would be very good at it. Yeah. And if I was gonna say, and if you have not tried, communicate via, text or written letter wise, you should try it. But I feel like you probably know that you are best at writing letters, written stuff. So that would just be like a redundant suggestion. Anyways, over here we have the Star. So it is a major arcana card. Okay, so this person actually do see you as like a major thing. Like see you in their life is like a major thing. Like you bring something to their life, something big, something major. They've never seen that, like somebody like you before. Okay, you're very special to them. Okay, you're like the star. Okay, like a movie star. Or like a star, shooting star. So the star can also be like wish fulfillment, right? But then also could be very distant, because if you think about like a movie star or something like that, or star up in the sky, it's very hard to grab, but you admire it a lot. See how like that longingness, like looking up and stuff, but you are something that they treasure a lot in their life. Okay, even if you guys get into arguments a lot, they do know that you are very special to them. So if it's about your ex, they do have a little bit of regret, you know, that they that you guys are not together anymore. But they feel like they're not good enough for you. They feel like they're not good enough for you. And maybe that's why you guys broke up. Like, you're just too distant to them. You are unreachable to them. But also could be like, you know, you guys just don't see things the same way and stuff. You guys get into arguments too much. Like, sometimes the star, they look really good from far away, but when they're like up close and personal, you realize how different you guys are, you know, like you're two different worlds. So that could be that as well, like especially for the ex. Your current person, if it's just a crush, they think you're very unreachable. You're like the star in the sky, you know, something that they can only admire, but they shouldn't get too close to. Yeah. You're like their dream come true a little bit, you know, getting to know somebody like you. You're very, very special. Yep. All right, so let's see what else we have over here with the romance angel. Well, we have this again. You have very similar card. Well, not the tarot cards, but this, even this card. Oh my gosh, true love. Just because we got the same card, I want to pick out another card just to double check, you know? We have the true love that fell out. I think you guys are very, they see that you guys are very different. Even this, like, you know, has like similar thing. Because you don't agree with everything. That's why you get into arguments. But then at the same time, sometimes opposite attracts. And that's what I feel with this star card as well, combined with this rod. So like you have very strong sexual tension, sexual energy between you guys. Let's see, what else do we have over here? Oh, this one going to come out. Third eye chakra. It's about intuition. It's about harmony, number 6. So, see, I think intuitively this person know that you are their true love. Even if you guys are separated right now, because if you're the person that you're thinking of is like your ex or something, you knew that, or he or she knows that you are like a major thing. Because again, I said this is a major arcana. We haven't had that. I don't think it appeared in the first 2 piles. You guys are like something major in their life, okay? True love, that's like once in a lifetime. Or twice. I've read something like you can only be truly in love with someone twice, like full-heartedly. Twice. That's the maximum. So yeah, they know that you are their true love. Yeah, that's the, I'm like speechless. I don't even know what to say. That's why I'm just like trying to think, and because make the effort. So again, I think I gave the same advice to pile number 2 people, but because of the make the effort card, is that because if it's, you know, your ex, and then we have this third eye chakra, that I think you want to make sure if this is the person that you want to be with, okay? And can you see yourself being with them for a very long time? Because even if you have strong sexual energy and they are like the true love and all that stuff, but in the end, are you willing to put in all that effort? Because you guys are very different, okay? You guys are very different. And then you have a lot of like inner conflicts that you need to resolve as well too. That are you willing to put in the effort to make this relationship work? Okay, because I think all relationship not just gonna happen like miraculously. Like everybody has to put in effort into it to make it work. And if you have very different value, for the short term it might work, but then in the long run it might not if nobody wants to make the effort to change. Yeah. And also, let's see, so if it's not about an ex, it's about your crush, make the effort. Maybe you want to put in a little bit of effort because they do see you as somebody who's a little bit out of their league, out of their reach, okay? So maybe you need to bring yourself back down to earth just a little bit, okay? Make yourself a little bit more approachable, okay? Maybe you need to work on your verbal communication skill a little bit, okay? And this person is your true love, or they see you as you are their true love. So I think they will also make the effort to come to you, okay? So that's what I see for pile number 3, people. Let me know how this resonates with you. I love reading you guys' comments. Let me know your stories and all that stuff, okay? And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. So pile number 4, we have the clover, the bouquet, and the ship. Nice. Okay. So in the center of the reading, we have the bouquet. So you are like, how does your person see you? You're like a gift to them. You are like a nice surprise in their life, okay? You're like a flower, just something beautiful in their life. Something beautiful happened in their life, okay? And then we have the clover, which means luck. They think they're so lucky to have known you, to have you in their life. To them, you all bring them luck, okay? And almost like a miracle, like this two combined just makes me feel like a miracle. Like they think it's a miracle that you are in their life, okay? And like almost like someone or God or angel, whatever, like sent you into their life. Like you're just a blessing in their life, okay? Somebody sent you to them, and they think it's just amazing. And especially if you're not from the same country, okay? You do travel really far away to have known this person, then like definitely they feel like it's a miracle. Like, how'd you guys meet? This ship card also means that you guys could be foreign, so you might not come from the same background. So like you might be like European and this person's American, or like you're Asian and this person is not, like Brazilian. I don't know, just like not the same background, or just very different background almost. Like you're a foreign person to them. Maybe you speak a lot of foreign languages too, because like water also represents communication. Or also this person see you as somebody who's kind of free-spirited, like you love to travel, you like to travel, and very worldly, very knowledgeable, like about like traveling world-wise. Yeah. Okay, let's see what the tarot cards say so then we can add more to the reading. Okay. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So, oh, nice. Wow. Oh my gosh. Pile number 4. Okay. How does your person see you? This is the moon in reverse. And then we have the muse of inspiration. So in this particular deck, there's no kings, okay? All of the kings are called the muse of whatever. So, and the card comes in horizontal. That's why I flipped it this way. And then over here we have the 6 of Pentacles, but in reverse, or 6 materials. And then we have the muse of inspiration right in the center, okay? And then we have the moon in reverse. So it's a major arcana card, and then we have like a king, which is very special in this particular deck, okay? Because this is the muse deck. And when I was shuffling, I was just thinking about like, oh, people are gonna ask me what this deck is. And then we come out with the muse of inspiration. Okay, so again, like what I just said, you're like a miracle to them. You are like a gift, okay? And this muse of inspiration, they see you as, you inspire them, okay? Because this is the King of Wands, okay? So you inspire them a lot, and then you are very, very passionate, a very passionate person, full of energy. You bring them, you light up their world pretty much, okay? And then we have the moon in reverse. So moon upright, I would say you're more like dreamy, right? Very intuitive, has that Cancer feel, or the Pisces feel, right? But having it reversed, I would say, again, it corresponds with this, is that you are, I don't want to say like you're like the sun, because it's not that sun energy, but you are not as mysterious as like the moon upright, because it's the moon is kind of like, it's not as bright as the sun, right? It's a little dark, being kept in the dark a little bit. But you're not that kind of person, like very emotional. You're very emotionally stable, I would say, okay, because of the muse of inspiration. But you are very, very passionate, okay? Very passionate type of person. Because it is still a moon card, I think you do have really good intuition. They could see that because you bring them luck. So sometimes you would give them really good guidance, just because you intuitively feel like maybe that's the right thing to do. Again, you have this muse of inspiration. They see you as like an inspiration in their life. So like you inspire them to do a lot of things. You're like a muse in their life. Like you make them motivated. They want to do more good things, okay? They want to travel with you. They want to be able to travel with you. And then over here we have the Six of Pentacles, and this particular deck, all the material cards, it's represented with like these roses, which is like how fitting if we're talking about love, right? So this Six of Material, which is Six of Pentacle, is about give and take, right? It's about equal give and take. It's reversed. They see you as somebody very, very giving. Maybe even like unconditional love. Like you give, you support unconditionally. You are very, very giving. And they see that, okay? And they feel like however much that they could give you, they can never match up to how much you give them, okay? Yeah. It's very positive. Very positive. And this particular deck also, this Six of Materials, it's almost identical, like mirroring each other too. Almost. And almost look like a little butterfly too. Doesn't it look like butterflies? And then there's like rose growing out of this. And so whether you see it like reverse or upright, it has that kind of buttery, butterfly feel. And they're like cupping this rose. So give and take. I do think they give as well. Your person gives as well, but they feel like you give so much more that they can never match up. But in reality, I would say it's pretty equal, because look at this. Even if it's reversed, it still look pretty equal, like mirroring each other, right? It's like a mirror. So, and then we have this, which is a mirroring. And then look at this. Even this is like almost like mirroring, whether it's upright or reverse. So like your person reciprocates whatever you give them, and you reciprocate whatever you give them, okay? And again, you're like a gift to them. So for pile number 4, people, if your person that you're thinking about is your ex, I don't know why you guys broke up, but you guys, what the reason is for you guys breaking up, okay? It could have been distance. Maybe you guys have a long distance relationship or some sort. That's why you feel like you can't be together. But like, when you guys were together, it's probably the best time of his life or your life or her life, right? And perhaps the reason you guys broke up could be like one side or the other, or maybe their side, because this is how they see you, that they are not good enough for you, like they couldn't match up to how good you are. But in reality, it is pretty equal. It is very equal. At least like looking at this, right? But it's how they feel, and they feel like they're not good enough. They don't feel good enough for you, because you're such a special gift to them. Like you're like a gift. So yeah. All right. Oh, okay. Worth waiting for. Oh my gosh. So I don't know. I feel I just want to pick, because one card fell out. I don't want to pick out another one, but I just feel like I should pick out another card. Let's see what card falls out. Do we have another message? I'll take this one. Trust. Okay. So I feel like if you want your ex back, maybe the timing. Oh, yeah, just because we got the trust card, it just like falls out. Maybe the timing that you guys were together, which just weren't the best timing. Again, like maybe because it's long distance or whatever it was, maybe something happened back then. But to them, even you guys breaking up, they still feel like you're amazing person. So like, I don't think you guys broke up on a bad term, okay? Whoever, if you're the avivs, if you watch this and you guys did break up on a bad term, then just forget everything I said, okay? But for those that are not, just trust that something will work out in your favor, and it's telling you that it's worth waiting for, because I do see a lot of marrying, and I don't want to say like twin flames or whatever, because I think there are some bad connotation attached to those names and stuff, but definitely your person is worth waiting for. And yeah, they're waiting for. And if you like using the terms, you could say it's twin flames or soulmate or whatever it is, they could be that for you, okay? Or true love. I don't know why I shuffled somewhere, but because we only have 2 cards that fell out. Oh my God, look at this. Okay, so sacral chakra, and then we have the harmony, but in reverse. So this is the Lover's card and the major arcana. Okay, and it came out in reverse. And then we have the sacral chakra. Okay, so the gut feeling, right? That gut feeling of things. So pile number 4, people, I think your person, so having this Lover in reverse, if the person that you're asking about is your crush, then obviously you guys are not together. But if you're asking, the person you're asking about is your ex, the Lover's card in reverse kind of says to me that, it's like almost like that, the same message as like a separation, right? And I think it is worth waiting for if this is something that you want, okay, of course. And then trust that everything is in the working, so that when the timing is right, this will, come back. Your person will be back into your life, because I think it's almost like a meant to be, okay? I don't want to encourage that, okay? But if you have somebody that's better, then that's great, go for it. But if you feel like this person is that person and you have time on that you can wait for this person, then go ahead, because this romance angel card says, you give it a try and see if you want to wait for this person a little bit. But your gut feeling does tell you that this is, the person for you. This is almost like this, like, having it reversed. Oh my God, I just realized it's 6 harmony in reverse, like the Lover's card in reverse, and this is 6 of Pentacles in reverse. This like resonated with each other, right? Okay. So that's what I see for pile number 4, people. Like, your person definitely sees you as the best thing ever happened to their life, okay? And if you want to, if it's an ex, you want to wait for them, it says that it's worth waiting for. If it's a crush right now, I think having this reverse, it could be like the timing right now isn't perfect yet, and just trust that something is working, and when the timing is right, this might be flipped over. But right now, that person sees you as like this amazing person in their life, okay? So let me know how this resonates with you by leaving in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Last but not least, pile number 5, we have the dog, okay, we have the child, and we have the book. again. I swear today 4 piles, I think, except for pile number 4, all 4 piles, like 1, 2, 3, and 5, all have the book. It's just, it blows my mind. Okay. All right, so for pile number 5, people, in the center of your spread is this child card, which means like they think you are, if we put it in a bad way, like you're very childish, immature, but in a good way, they see you as very innocent, okay, very pure, like a little child, like they want to take care of you, okay, like a little baby, you know. But sometimes you could act a little childish and immature-ish, right? That's how they see you. But you know, like, I think all the good things about a person could be bad things depending on the situation. Like, you're very childish, very like children like, you know, so like you get happy really easily, you know. You don't need like special things, like extravagant things to be happy. Like little things will make you happy, right? And you're very pure, innocent. That's good. But sometimes, you know, in certain situation, being that, it makes you naive, you know, that kind of thing. So depending on the situation, sometimes they see you as like this pure, innocent little girl, little boy, but sometimes they see you as like immature, you know, especially when you get into an argument and they'll be like, that's stupid, that's immature, you know, that kind of things. Okay. But in general, they see you as somebody who's very loyal, very like, they value your friendship a lot, okay? You are somebody who will always be there and to support them. They could come to you all the time and you would be there. And then you're like a little mysterious, very wise. Even though you're immature, like sometimes they think that, but in general, they still see you as somebody who's very wise. I don't see that conflict with each other, okay? You can be very wise and knowledgeable, but then at the same time, sometimes you want to be like immature. You don't want to be like adult-like. Why not, right? You want to just like forget about all the rules and things, right? Just be like a child and do whatever I want. So they see you as very wise, very knowledgeable. You know a lot of things, okay? And the book, having it closed, is very mysterious. And this one has like a cross, right? So, and then it's all locked. I feel like this is like a lock, so it's like locked down. So very, very mysterious, okay? This could also be like a Bible, right? Religious. As well. I think pile number 2 got this one as well. But I never said anything about like Bible or anything, but I just noticed it now. Like the cross in the middle could also represent like something like a Bible. But look at this, like flags or stuff that's coming out of this. Like, it's just very interesting. So like very like, maybe, are you multilingual? So it's like a multilingual book. Or full of secrets too. Mysterious, full of secrets, okay? So let's see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. All right. Okay, so we have the 10 of voices, which is the 10 of swords upright, and then over here we have justice but in reverse, and then we have 6 of voices, which is 6 of swords in reverse. Okay, so I'm just examining the card. So having justice, so justice right in the middle of it, but it's reversed. Let me take a look. Okay, so I know I was gonna say something about this, but I was like, okay. 6 of voices, I actually feel a little bit more. That's why I was looking at this a lot more at the beginning, because over here is this person holding on to another person, and it's stepping on the tip of the finger as if they're gonna jump off, right? Having a reverse, it's like this person's already like upside down and like jumping off. It's almost like this is like a cliff or something, and they're jumped off. So 6 of swords in the regular Rider-Waite is about leaving, right? About like sailing away, and having a reversed is almost like coming back, I would say, and then jumping off. So I think they see you as somebody who is, just because this deck in particular is like this person already jumped off. So like you're a person they see you as like a risk taker. You're not afraid to take risks, okay? Even if it means like it'll kill you. Which over here, 10 of swords as well. See how this person, this is almost like the swords, because in the regular deck is like this person lying down with all the swords like sticking in their back, right? And this one is almost like you're sleeping on the swords, okay? So I feel like, but you're on top of this mountain. You're on top of a mountain and then sleeping on these swords and then having these swords penetrating you. So I think your person sees you as somebody who is not afraid to take risks, even if it means that you might die from it, okay? You are a risk taker, okay? And sometimes taking risks. So, you know, there's a saying in investing is that the greater the risk, the higher the return, right? So like, you're on top of the mountain when you take risks. You could be on the top of the mountain despite of having people stabbing you back. Like, you know, victory or success doesn't come with like without pain and people backstabbing you, right? It comes with a price. So they see that you're not afraid to take risks. You're not afraid to pay prices for what you believe in. For what you believe in. 10 of swords, 10 of voices is about 10 of swords. So like you're not afraid to voice your opinion, even if it means like people might not like you and will like stab you to death, okay? But you're not afraid to do that. Over here, justice reversed. The Libra energy, right? Which is about weighing things out. And I think having a reverse, and then over here on either side of this, we have the voices card. Your person, you have very strong wind energy, okay? Libra is your Gemini and Aquarius energy. So you love to think. Your person can see that you like to think. You're very quick with your thinking, with your thoughts. You can't absorb a lot of like new information. You're not the type of people that that's like conservative, okay, like can't accept anything new. You are okay with accepting new things and taking risks and go for things that you believe in, even if it means like it might kill you, right? And your person can see that too. Also, so over here, justice, having a reverse, I feel like you don't weigh your options or weigh the advantages, okay, when you do things. You do things because you think it's the right thing to do, because you believe in it, and you would just do it. You don't calculate how much can I get back in return, okay? It's almost, especially if it falls under this child, okay? So sometimes you just do things because you want to do it. You don't care about the consequence, okay? You know there are consequences, but you don't care about the consequences. If it's a bad consequence, you'll take it because you don't mind dying for something that you believe in, okay? Especially falling under this dog thing, that you can die for your friends, okay? Somebody who you trust, somebody who you believe in, you would do anything for them. And maybe because of that, like this complete unconditional trust and love, you do get hurt a lot. People backstab you a lot. But then by doing that, you see clearly about somebody who they really are, right? So he or she, your person, sees that about you, okay? And they see that about you. Yep. You're not the kind of person that would weigh things. And even in this deck, there's no like, look at this, there's just people and then walking up the stairs, right? If it's upright. But there's no like a balance or, you know, holding on to things, that weighing things out. There's nothing about that, okay? It's only about right and wrong. And right and wrong, whether it's upright or reverse, it's still right and wrong. So you just based off of everything, do you believe it or do you not believe it? Is it the right thing to do? Is it the wrong thing to do? And you would just go for it. And that's how this person see you. And let's see if we have any good. Nice. Okay. Let's see if we have any more information for pile number 5. This one. Pick out one more. All right. Intuition, High Priestess. Power, strength. Yep. 2 major arcana, 3. All right. So, again, this card correlates with this. So your person does see you as somebody who is very mysterious, very, very intuitive, right? You would just do things because you believe in it. And with this, like, you're a very powerful person. You would just do things. You never doubt about your choices. Once you make a decision, you believe that's the right thing to do, you would just go ahead and do it, like this one, right? And like, that's power. That's strength. And that's very admirable. Okay, and that's what this person see you, and like, you have a lot of strength and power. This is the strength card in the regular deck, and it's a Leo energy, leadership. Okay, and then over here we have the romance angel. So your person sees you, or you see your person. I think it correlates both sides, okay? That you guys are probably soulmate to each other, okay? Even if you're not together anymore, if you guys are in separation, we have the reconciliation card. But of course, this is only if you feel this is the right thing to do. This, right? If that person is like abusive and all that stuff, then forget about it, right? But it's still, you have the power to make this decision, and you know it intuitively too. So this part is only valid if you feel this is the right thing to do, because you know. And you're the type of person that's willing to take a risk. So if you believe that's the right thing to do, you would just go ahead and do it and take that risk. And then over here we have the retreat. So it's like this, to me, this is almost like a wedding card too, like a honeymoon card, because this person is in a wedding gown, right? It's in a wedding gown and they're walking into the forest. So I think it's a pretty harmonious energy, I feel, for pile number 5 people. That let me move this a little bit. Very harmonious type of energy. Like your person, I don't see a lot of argument cards, okay? Your person, just sometimes they think you're immature sometimes for doing certain things because you feel like it, okay? They don't understand why you would do such a thing, but you seem to know exactly why you want to do it. And you would just do it, you don't care. And so like, yeah, reconciliation, like you guys, if you guys get into an argument, you would, apologize right away, right? Because again, you don't care about that balance or something. As long as you feel this is the right thing to do, you would do it. And like you guys go on trips together, very harmonious. Yeah, I don't see anything bad about like this pile, or like things to caution you about. Everything looks great. All right, so that's what I see for pile number 5. I would just say, like, it is pretty painful to be like having all these things going through you, or like jumping off the it's brave. I think this is bravery. This correlates with this, but this is the card that I'm worried a little bit about of you, because if you are the type of person that even after getting stabbed and you would do it again, I think that's what worries your person, actually, that you don't learn. You would do it all over again. You never learn, and you would always trust people full-heartedly. You never doubt until something bad happens. And you're like, oh, okay. But then the next time, you would still, you don't put up a guard or something. You have like no boundary almost. Like this Justice card reversed is the same thing. You have no boundary. If it feels right, like this childish, you would just do it. So like I almost feel like your person is a little bit protective over you too, and maybe that's why you would get into arguments too, about like, because you don't know how to protect yourself. So that's what I see for pile number 5 people. And congratulations, you got the soulmate card, and I think one of the piles got the true love card. That's amazing too. So that's what I see for pile number 5. Let me know how this resonated with you by leaving in the comment section below, or share with me your stories. I love to read them. I do read all of my comments, and I try to respond to all of them if I could. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.